Good morning, everyone. I call the Commissioners Court meeting to order.
Glenn Whitley, County Judge. Roy Charles Brooks, Commissioner Precinct 1.
Present.
Andy H. Wynn, Commissioner Precinct 2.
Here.
Gary Fickus, Commissioner Precinct 3.
Here.
J.D. Johnson, Commissioner Precinct 4.
Here.
Constitutes a quorum.
Thank you. Our invocation today will be led by Craig Maxwell, our Assistant County Auditor. Craig, please stand and remain standing for the pledges.
Good morning, Commissioners. If you'll bow your head. Dear Lord, thank you for being our shepherd. Thank you for your protection, guidance, love, mercy, and grace. Thank you for blessing us in so many ways. You know us better than we know ourselves, yet you still love us. I pray you teach us to follow you more faithfully. Remind us to focus more on your great love and on your countless blessings in our lives. Please help those who are lost find you and your love. Look out for those who are away from home or in harm's way. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. Mr. Manius.
Thank you, Commissioner. Members of the Court, we have two announcements relating to the agenda this morning. The first one is under the Criminal District Attorney's Office. It will be item 8D1. This is approval of a settlement agreement. We will deal with that particular issue after closed. And finally, under purchasing, item 8J13. This is the SunGuard public sector issue. We're going to ask that that be held for 1 week. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. We have our minutes.
Move for the approval of the meeting minutes.
Motion made and second. Please vote. Are all the lights on, Commissioner Fickus? There we go. Vote is unanimous. We have a proclamation this morning. In the absence of Judge Whitley, Commissioner Fickus is going to make the announcement and read this proclamation.
Well, it's very, this is a wonderful proclamation on a cause that is just a huge issue with seniors and anybody that is elderly. We want to proclaim this as Fall Prevention Awareness Week, and it's as we will read through this, there are a number of people that are involved in this and departments throughout Tarrant County. I noticed the Star Telegram, Faye Reader, has put together a great article about it, and that was in the paper a week or so ago. So we'll start off with, whereas approximately 10% of Tarrant County citizens are 65 years of age and older, and the proportion of older adults in Tarrant County is projected to increase dramatically over the next 35 years, with older adults being active and valued members of the community. And whereas 1/3 of the people over the age of 65 fall every year, resulting in doctor visits, emergency room visits, hospital admissions, loss of independence, injury, and death, with falls being the leading cause of fatal and non-fatal injury for older adults nationwide. And whereas fall-related emergency room visits and hospitalizations are estimated to result in over $3 billion in annual medical costs in Texas, in addition to the cost to the individual and their families. And whereas multiple factors such as chronic health problems, lack of strength in lower extremities, reduced vision, use of 4 or more medications and unsafe home conditions increase the risk of falls. And whereas a variety of practices are effective in minimizing fall risk factors and community-based programs in combination with public health and healthcare preventive practices can reduce the likelihood of falls. And whereas collaborations among organizations represented on the Fall Prevention Task Force of Fort Worth Safe Communities Coalition is integral to improving community health and safety, which is a major priority of Tarrant County. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Commissioners Court of Tarrant County, do hereby proclaim the week of September 23rd through 27th, 2015 as Fall Prevention Awareness Week in Tarrant County, and urge citizens and all agencies and organizations interested to unite during this week to direct our thoughts toward the safety and well-being of our older adults. In witness hereof, we have hereunder set our hand and caused the seal of Tarrant County to be affixed on this 22nd day. Now, if I could have...
Do you have a motion?
Second.
We do have a motion.
And a second. Please vote. Vote is unanimous.
Thank you. I want to, got two important ladies up here who were going to introduce themselves, and I want to present this to y'all. And I think this would be going, okay, they're going to take, we're going to take a picture of them. Let me, thank y'all very much. If you got a couple of words you'd like to say, please do.
As the chair for the Fort Worth Safe Communities Coalition, I would like to thank you all, commissioners, for inviting us to court today for this proclamation as well. We are honored to have many entities from within Fort Worth and also within Tarrant County to be represented here as a part of the task force. Many of the individuals here also represent our advisory board for the Fort Worth Safe Communities Coalition. We are grateful that they're here to join us today as well. I'd like to introduce to you Nicoletta.
Hello, thank you
morning.
so much for your support and for highlighting an important work that the task force, the Fall Prevention Task Force under the Safe Community Coalition is doing. If I would ask all the representatives on the task force to stand up, please, you will see all people who every month and every year give from their time as volunteers to the cause of preventing falls. I won't go through the lengthy list of all organizations, but this is a community of dedicated volunteers to make sure that our seniors have the information that they need in order to prevent falls, to make sure that the healthcare providers are trained in looking for what for falls, to make sure that Fort Worth Fire Department has a safety home assessment available for free for seniors. So there are many opportunities. There are free workshops, a matter of balance workshops through the senior citizen centers. There are programs through Meals on Wheels. There are programs through Tarrant County Public Health. There are many opportunities. The task force has a goal to make those coordinate and available to seniors. The team for the Fall Prevention Awareness Week is Take a Stand Against Fall. You are seeing before you people that have taken a stand, and we thank you for supporting this.
Thank you all for everything you do for our seniors.
Yes, we do appreciate it. Thank you very much, especially us seniors. Of course.
Yes, indeed.
All right, we have our consent agenda.
Move approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any discussion? Please vote. Vote is unanimous. Mr. Phillips.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're requesting the approval of additional appointments of election judges and alternate election judges to fill vacancies for the term ending on July 31, 2017. This is an addendum to the list you approved several weeks ago, and this addendum was made in consultation with both the Democratic and Republican parties.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any discussion? Please vote. Vote is unanimous. Thank you. Ms. Glenn.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We only have one item for the court today. We're asking the court to receive and file the personnel agenda.
So move.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any discussion? Please vote. Vote is unanimous. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you.
Ms. Glenn, could I ask a question, please?
Yes, sir.
Have we resolved the issue of the PSA screening during our health screening deals?
Yes, sir. We did take a look at it after our discussion last week. We did confirm, as was initially communicated to the court, that the PSA screening is not included in the biometric screenings this time around. What we're in the process of doing is trying to identify another vendor so that we can bring back that information to the court with pricing so that we can do it on our own if we wish to do so. It's our understanding that the reason that particular test or screening is not no longer a part of the wellness biometric screening is that apparently there's some debate, quite a bit of debate in the medical community about the effectiveness of the PSA screening for prostate cancer. So now the benefit is still offered through our plan. So if employees want to have a PSA screening, they're able to do that through their doctor's office, assuming that their physician provides the screening. I know my husband's doctor still provides the screening. So apparently some physicians do and some don't.
I am aware of the debate in the medical community about the efficacy of PSA screening, but I'm also aware that it's still a debate. There is no conclusion.
Correct.
There is no evidence-based conclusion on one side or the other. And lacking that, I would prefer that we come down on the side of access to screening, which may or may not be available through one's individual doctor, and, you know, us guys who would be subject to PSA screening tend not to go to the doctor very much anyway.
Yes, sir.
So an event like our biometric screening is an opportunity to reach out and touch a population that very much needs to be reached out and touched. I'm disappointed that we're not doing this as a part of this year's effort. I will be paying more attention next year when you bring this item forward, and I will be advocating for offering this screening to our employees as a part of the overall annual health screening. To me, it makes no sense not to do that. There's one more thing, and that has to do with the norming of the various statistics that are used to determine whether one should or should not. And that is that people of color are at a much higher risk of prostate cancer than is the population at large. And people of color who have a family history are at an even greater rate than that. All of that, to me, mitigates in favor of screening and information. So I'd like for us to be on the side of the good guys in this argument and make these services available.
And Commissioner, I completely agree and share your sensitivity to this issue. I think I have been very open that my husband was diagnosed with prostate cancer. It was caught early, and he's had a successful recovery. In his case, his father had prostate cancer, and his brother as well. And so we were very, very sensitive to the importance of him having a screening. So, again, I share your sensitivity, and we will be back to the court with some plans on how we might proceed forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Roy. Public health, Benny.
Good morning, members of the court.
Good morning. Good morning.
Public Health requesting approval of the Texas Department of State Health Services Infectious Disease Control Unit Surveillance and Epidemiology Ebola Activities Grant Contract. Just a brief background, the grant contract is for $175,590. It originated out of an exceptional item for the DSHS state budget this year. And the grant is supposed to last about 21 months. The idea is to hire a full-time epidemiologist to provide general surveillance activities, and the understanding is that if an Ebola-like situation was to emerge, then we would have extra capacity on hand. Also interesting is that they're looking for this to be a surge capacity position in case surrounding counties who don't have epidemiology staff end up in a situation, then we would provide that surge capacity. So it is a 21-month grant position, and the grant's supposed to run from September through August 31st, 2017. So September 2015 to August 31st, 2017. So we request your approval for this grant funding.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any discussion? Please vote. Vote is unanimous. Thank you, Benny.
Thank you.
Purchasing, Mr. Beecham. No Arkansas jokes today.
Yes, sir.
Where's your suitcase?
They took care of the joke themselves.
Not even one?
Not a one.
We have 7 items for consideration this morning. Our first item is a bid award, it's a bid award recommendation for RFQ 2015-126, gas and oil mineral asset management services for county-owned properties. Recommendation is to award to the Bank of Texas for the terms of the contract. If this item is approved, we're seeking contract approval from the court.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion made and second for approval. Any discussion? Please vote. Vote is unanimous.
Item number 2 is another bid award recommendation for RFP 2015-170. It's an RFP for SAP Application Service Provider. Recommendation would be toward Monocle Systems, amount of $246,000. Again, if this item is approved, we're seeking contract approval from the court.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any discussion? Please vote. Vote is unanimous.
Item number 3 is also a bid award recommendation for bid 2015-173, signing a contract for fax and multifunction machine maintenance, repairs, and supplies. Recommendation be to award a per enterprise basis, according to the primary, secondary, and alternate vendors as shown in court communique.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any discussion? Please vote. Vote is unanimous.
Item number 4, again, is a bid award recommendation for bid 2015-191, signing a contract for floor mat and shop towel services. Recommendation be to award on a per enterprise basis, according to Airmark Uniform Services.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any discussion? Please vote. Vote is unanimous.
Item number 5 is a bid award recommendation for bid 2015-192, subbid for the Commissioners Court Audio-Visual Upgrade Project. Recommendation would be toward the low bidder, Infinity Sound. amount of $245,548. If this item is approved, we're seeking contract approval, acceptance of the payment, and performance bond.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any discussion? Please vote. Vote is unanimous.
Item number 6 is a bid award recommendation for bid 2015-193. This is a bid for the purchase of a wide format printer and scanner for facilities management for the print shop. Recommendation will be toward the low bidder, Nova Copy Incorporated, in the amount of $55,470.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any discussion? Please vote. Vote is unanimous.
Our last item is a bid award recommendation for bid 2015-199, submitted for the purchase of personal protection equipment for the Public Health Department. Recommendation will be toward the low bidder, Abatex Corporation, amount of $80,764.
Move for approval.
Second, I assume you don't mean handguns.
Yes, sir.
Motion made and second for approval. Any further discussion? Please vote. Vote is unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. Are there any appointments today? We have our claims and addendum.
Move approval of the claims, including the addendum.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any discussion? Please vote. Vote is unanimous. Briefing material.
Commissioner, we do not have any briefing items this morning for the court. However, I would like to mention that we do have one audience participation form.
All right, thank you. We have one public person that would like to speak, Laura Jenkins. Would you come forward, please? If you would state your name and address for the record, please.
Laura Jenkins, 8101 Canyon Oak Drive, North Richland Hills, Texas. Justice Tarrant County style. So everybody that's been here for a while, they kind of know my story, but those of who don't know the story, please go to justiceforroyjourney.com. I won't belabor the background anymore, because today I want to talk about who is Richard Alpert. Richard Alpert is the prosecutor who orchestrated Justice Tarrant County style. He's written 2 books, Intoxication Manslaughter and DWI Investigation and Prosecution. He dedicated an entire chapter to preparing yourself and your officer. He has written in this book, one of his books, there was a author section where you get a forward, and one of the people stated, he says, no matter what your set of facts, Richard has a great idea for how to turn them to an advantage. No matter what your set of facts, Richard has a great idea for how to turn them to an advantage. In 2004, he spoke at a MAD rally for the Medlin family where he pledged that he would vigorously and successfully prosecute our son. Not one time did he say anything about justice and legality. In an article in 2006, I've come to assume that everyone on the road after 10 p.m. is a potential drunk driver. 2007, received the MAD National President's Award for Outstanding Prosecutor. 2009, awarded the TDCAA, which is the Texas District and County Attorneys Association Prosecutor of the Year Award. He's worked to pass laws signed by Governor Perry and witnessed by the Medlin family for intoxication, manslaughter, and assault cases when a police officer, firefighter, or EMS worker is the victim. He has been appointed to the Texas Forensic Science Commission, where he sits on this commission with Tarrant County ME Perawani. And the final thing I wanted to say as to how Justice Tarrant County style really can work. Throughout the trial for my son, not one media outlet reported that the police officer testified that she turned off her video. Not one media outlet.
Ms. Jenkins, thank you very much for your comments. Since it's not listed on our agenda, we're not able to respond to your comments to us, but thank you for being here. At this time, pursuant to Texas Government Code, Section 551, 071, 072, 074, 076, 725, 087, we will recess to closed session and return at the conclusion of that session, take any action necessary before the court. Thank you.
Yes, sir, we are.
Call the meeting back to order. We have one item of business to take care of under the Criminal District Attorney's Office. Yes, sir.
Good morning, Commissioners. The District Attorney's Office, the Criminal District Attorney's Office is seeking the court to approve a settlement agreement for claims asserted by Edward Smith against Tarrant County. The settlement agreement is the amount of $10,812.81, and it is payable to Edward Smith and Alfred A. Pandolfi, the law office of James Stanley.
Move approval. Second.
We are going to ask, Commissioner, that you authorize the county auditor to issue the check without it first appearing on the claims register.
That was part of the motion.
Sir.
And the second. Any further discussion? Please vote. Vote is unanimous. Thank you.
That's all we have at this time.
This meeting is adjourned.
Not